Alright, every year ESO gets one major expansion, known as its chapter expansion, and as an incredibly well-respected authority on gaming, I was invited to take a super secret early look at this year's chapter expansion, High Isle. I was the only person they invited, not including all the other people they invited. And before I begin, will you be picking up the High Isle expansion this year? Let me know down in the comments below. Alright, before I proceed, I should note there is one small caveat. ZOS does not allow us to show any footage from the secret visit to their secret server. Instead, they provided us with this nice footage of High Isle that you see now. So I have vaguely asked my mods to guess what some of the things I'll be talking about look like, and I'll be showing their drawings to you while I talk about them. They didn't have a lot to go on since I wasn't allowed to tell them any details, but it's all we have to go with. Most of you already know it's a Breton chapter taking place on the islands of High Isle, featuring a new card game, so we'll talk about all of that last. First, let's talk about what you probably don't know. The first things I'm going to touch on are the quality of life upgrades coming to ESO with High Isle. Let's start with the Armory. The Armory has now been fixed and you're going to be able to save your Munda Stone along with your build loadouts. This is going to be great because switching from DPS to tank or PvE to PvP often required you to change your Munda Stone. The community has long lamented that this wasn't originally included, and ZOS came through for them in High Isle. You will now be able to save your loadout and your Munda Stone on the Armory. But wait, there's more. ESO is also revamping the quick slot wheel so that you will be able to have multiple quick slot wheels. You will be able to devote one to assistance and another to emotes if you'd like. This will help with the problem many of us are facing as we run out of wheel space thanks to the many tools, foods, potions, and assistants that we tend to have slotted and ready to go. Beyond that, they're also going to be fixing the leaderboards so that those are more reliable and adding support for AMD FSR. For a long time now, players would do something leaderboard worthy, but it wouldn't show up. Hopefully now that's all been addressed with the refactoring of the leaderboard system. Now let's talk about companions next. You know how you would hate it when Bastion gets mad about cheese and Miri gets mad that you touched an insect after risking your life to save the world? Yeah, ZOS heard you loud and clear, and now they're making a concerted effort to make companions less annoying. Companions are going to have more dialogue options, so you're hearing the same lines much less often. They also tried to make companions a little bit smarter. Beyond that, companions will largely stay the same, as ZOS is happy with their current gear selection and power levels. Now, as for the zone of High Isle, it's gorgeous. As you can see by the footage playing on the screen in this video, ZOS has really outdone themselves with this one. When you ask someone what the most beautiful zone in the game was, it was pretty easy to predict everyone's answers. Almost always it would be a resounding Somerset. But now, with this zone being added to the game, it's not going to be so cut and dry. This new zone is absolutely stunning and a real joy to explore. It's separated into two large islands that are a lot bigger than they would appear to be on the map of Tamriel. So if you're worried about the zone being smaller than normal, don't be. ZOS has assured us that it will be comparable to all the other expansions, and from my time running around on it, it certainly feels that way. The new zone comes complete with all of the usual trappings, such as world bosses, domain events, delves, and of course a new trial called Dreadcell Reef, which will be very much pirate themed. And as for the card game, ESO is going to be adding a card game to its stable of activities in 2022. Here's what we know about the card game that we didn't know before. During the presentation, someone worked up the courage to ask what we were all wondering: will there be cards for sale in the Crown Store? Creative director Rich Lambert was clearly annoyed by the question and reaffirmed that cards would not be sold in the Crown Store. All cards would be earned by playing the game. So there you have it, straight from the creative director's mouth. The cards will not be sold in the Crown Store, but will be earned in the game by playing the game. We can finally put that topic to rest. No card packs in the Crown Store. Awesome. We also found out a bit about how we will collect the cards. Achievements will play a large role, so you achievement hunters out there will be happy to hear this. Our achievement hunting is about to pay off. Beyond that, some cards will be obtained through some RNG in the game. They did make sure to point out that all cards will be accessible to the casual player, so don't worry, you won't need to go get Godslayer to get your final card for your deck. Cards will be account bound, and once earned will not be tradable. ZOS has designed the card game so that the average match will last around 15 minutes or so. New players will likely have longer matches as they learn the game, but in the end, ZOS believes that the average match duration will land somewhere around the 15-minute mark. They emphasize that they wanted it to be easy to strike up a match anytime, anywhere, without having to worry about having enough time to complete the match. The card game will come complete with a ranking system, and if you rank high enough, you can unlock certain rewards. As for the story, ZOS plans to mix it up, and rather than another end-of-the-world story, this year ZOS will be trying something more along the lines of Hrothgar's story, focused around political intrigue. I won't go too much into the details so that we can avoid any chance of spoilers, but expect something a lot more grounded than normal this year. So what do you think? What are you excited for? The new quality of life features, the new zone, the new car game? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you have any questions, or if you ever want to hang out with someone else who loves ESO, swing by my stream over at twitch.tv/luckyghosts. And if you're coming back to ESO for the expansion, be sure to check out my build guides linked below in the description at eso.justlootit.com. Good luck out there, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.